Archer, the women be orderly and to...
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a new month today. Is it today September 1st? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it sure is a new month. Let's see. I say, children, what does it all mean? Yes, somebody called Orchie. Go ahead.
I said Richie, not Orchie. You need to get your receive fixed. Oh, what is the problem? Why are you going off like that? I don't hear anybody responding. Come on, man, get your mind back together.
Well, you know, Mr. I think it's Brooklyn 1. I'm not sure, but I honestly think that when you hear the words that coming out my mouth that some people do not like or want to say, why am I going off like that? Those who are of my caliber, on my level, and possess the creds I have, they listen to every word. They hang on it. They learn from it. And when I talk, I am like EFR. People do listen. And what comes out of my mouth could sometimes be terrifying. And it sometimes, here's a little thing I like the most. It's another thing I like to wave in their face. Sometimes what does come out of my mouth, if it did come out of someone else's mouth, I can assure you within the hour, the big white jackets and the straight jackets at the front door. But there's a very, very, very tremendous reason why these things do not happen to Mr. Richard V. as in Victor Capuano, who's not Andrew Archer, and I can be verified. Can they?
Not Andrew Archer. You see, you answered your own questions about what you are doing. But you're not offending anybody. That's one thing, you're not offending anybody. Except for yourself. You don't have to stand up for yourself like you do. You think you're God, you don't make any mistakes, but you make a lot of mistakes, Richie. Come on, man. You know, sit back and relax. And you want to fix your new radios in your CD shop? You do that, man. But I mean, all that rhetoric that you're spilling out here is not necessary. I'm telling you, it's not necessary. They call people mud ducks. Come on. Don't put yourself in that category because you're higher than that. You Archer.
Yes, I know I'm higher than that, more ways than one. And without my spliff either. But, you know. It's, all right, let me try to put it to you in a layman's terms so you would understand why I do the things I do. When I go off like that, or I respond to some of these undocumented, unproven allegations, unsubstantiated, and last but not least, only one person supposedly heard this girl in their ear. But anyway, long story short, when I do that, it's because of this. Now, we're going to stop right here. We're going to draw a line. Everything I say past this line is a new situation. So let's see if I'm right. When I'm responding to anything like that, someone just walked up to you, looked you in the eye, smiled, and then punched you in the face. Now, what are you going to do?
Hey, Andrew Archer, I'm going to punch him back. What you said, walked up to me and punched me in my face? I'm going to punch them back. Because the Bible says turn the other cheek. But you're not the only one that has done that. So I can't change and I cannot turn the other cheek. You're going down. That's all. But that's what the scenario what you're using right about now has nothing to do with physical attack. This is audio. This is audio. This is audio. This is not a physical attack. You mean tell me somebody walked up to you in the last couple of days and punched you in your face?
No, sir, that would never happen. If it did, I would have my example out here, and that would be somebody less keying up. No, sirree. What I just explained to you that you try to twist around 1,000 ways for the audience is that's what it's like when I have to sit back and hear somebody accuse me of being a crackhead or a dope fiend or a meth head or any kind of junkie because they don't like the caliber of the work. They don't like the fact that I'm less than a quarter air mile from them. They don't like the fact that the technician they want to make me out not to be, I prove daily to be that guy. And I'm sorry, it's the same exact way that that if we were not off this mic, you're right, it's a microphone, and that punch in the face is the PTT button. What comes out of that PTT button after that, that's the landing blow. So, it's going to be like this. They're going to rock a certain mic, I'm going to rock a certain mic. There's a lot of people out here who know how to rock a mic, and they see just how nice I can rock it right back with them. And we have a lot of fun. We did for decades. And the reason that I'm not having all that much fun yet like that is because there's a lot of people that I found out here that do not want to key up because they're afraid of what's going on. They're deathly afraid of what's going on. They're not afraid of Richie, by no means. They know Richie's going to win in the end. They don't want to wind up being a third-party person who's being forced to call Richie and relay wave flag and a threat at the same time, thinking that the wave flag offer with the ultimatum of a threat is going to solve everything. So they don't want to be an innocent person in the way. And I personally do not want them to be an innocent person in the way. Because when it comes to me, the creature that I am, I'm always going to be a cop first, no matter what I portray. And it's always going to be you little goddamn water balloons that have to come first because of what I am. So you little balls of water, unfortunately, your safety means more to me than what I do to the perp. Okay? And that's basically it. That's the reason I chose to make the move, the two options I have, because we needed to get me in prison at a certain time to do a certain job in a certain place while a certain person was still behind the governorship of that goddamn flagship. So let's lay off the fact that I hold a murder weapon with her fingerprints and the victim's blood all over it. Let's lay off the fact that I have the witness and witness protection. Let's forget that. Let's forget that I have lots and lots of surveillance video equipment that makes her a pedophile. And last but not least, please, let's forget the fact that I have all this prior to her ever becoming a political party, which means before she ever got an empowerment, which means when she took that office as governor, all the good stuff that went with it that my government can shield a person with or a political member of their body as far as immunities, authorizations, and clearances go. Well, the stuff that I have on Miss Christina Whitman, it's all retroactive. Now you say to me, Richie, what does retroactive mean? I have no idea. Well, that's okay, because a guy like you would not know that, but a guy like me would. And statute of limitations, she thinks there's statute of limitations on her rape charges. She's going to walk away from them. We know there's no statute of limitations on capital crimes such as murder. But she's not going to get away with anything she did for one reason. That statute of limitation clock, and thank you, my father-in-law and the Federal Bureau of Investigation with Operation Sun Apple. Thank you for the flip of the legal system with that operation, and the fact that the time clock on the statute of limitations starts the day the operation is revealed and she is labeled a suspect or a person of interest. So as far as any crimes they think they might be getting away with, as far as statute of limitations concerns, you might try to beat half of them, but the reason you can't is because the investigation is not over. And when you try to find it, it'll be, what are you talking about? We have no idea. But when it does come to a close and it then goes to a head, just like my father-in-law's operation, it'll all be right there on your goddamn boob tube for you boobs who really want to know how much you beat them. So, with that, if you want an answer to the question, that's the answer to the question. The PTT button is the punch in the face. And what comes out of their mouth, well, when I battle them and I'm spitting out facts, I'm giving stuff that can be verified, which is why I'm still sitting here. Because no one, and I mean no one in their mother, and you know, for the clown out there who made a remark one night, you had to get that from a movie, you had to get that from a movie. Believe me, my partners are laughing because that one right there, for a fact, is in no movie. That's a Richie original. But I'm going to give you one from a movie that is from a movie, okay? And this is what I really want you to think about. Now, only cops are going to know where this is from. So this is the beautiful thing, because I don't think any of these RDX jerk-offs or any of the little peons can actually know where this line is from. Ready? Here we go. Who would claim to be that who is not?
Archer. Hey, listen, let me say something. I just asked you a question. I didn't ask you about your life history. You kept putting me into your business. I'm not into your business. What happened in your life is your life. Why do you keep putting people into your business? You keep saying you. You keep saying you. Every time you say something to try to explain what was going on in your life, you keep saying you. Now, you need to stop.
By the time I'm done, a guy like this can never twist it around. Never ever twist it around. 127, Richie. And not 127 because of a building 2 blocks down that half of you might see. No siree.
So if I was a police officer, I'm telling you, I would investigate you right now. There is no file. It's like single, it's like everything you talk about with a police officer. You're only in a dilemma as far as TV, not approachable, it's just virtual. Come on, man, I try to talk to you as a man, but I see that,